Today did not go as planned. My plan today was to go to the Gemeente. I had an appointment there. Afterwards, go to the office, come home, then go for calisthenics, something I recently started doing with my friends. Apparently, it's also effective on your muscles, and in my opinion, it's not as difficult as the gym. Then come home, chill, probably make a video. But as it is, I'm currently home when I should be in the office. I am not going for calisthenics later today, and that is because I had an accident this morning. I was riding my bicycle and I got hit by a van, and you can see the impact of that hit with the picture on the screen. This is really sad and painful. I still feel pains in my body, especially my waist. I have a couple of bruises on my body. It's also an experience that I can now say, yeah, I've been hit while riding a bicycle in the Netherlands. I began my day a bit chaotic. It was chaotic because I had an appointment at the Gemeente, and when I went there, I was supposed to bring my ID, but I brought my driver's license instead. I actually thought I had my residence permit with me, but on getting there, I realized it was my driver's license and they needed my permanent residence. So I had to bike home, then bike back there with the correct ID. I got everything I needed to do there done. Now time to go to the office, and I thought, okay, do you want to go to the office with the route that you're used to, which would require me to bike back home, then go to the office because I usually leave from home? Or do you want to discover a new route, which means going directly from the Gemeente to my office? I had already started biking home so that I can follow the route I'm used to, but then I thought maybe this is also a time to explore the Netherlands, see new places. So I had Google Maps on my phone, had my AirPods, started following the directions from the Google Maps voice to the office. I'm biking, I'm discovering new streets and new buildings, and I'm like, oh wow, we have something like this in Amsterdam. Until I had an accident. Just to describe what this accident looks like. So in the Netherlands, you have roads like this, where you have entrance and exits. In Dutch, it's inright and outright. And the way these entrances works is that a car can usually enter into like a neighborhood or a street. But the main thing here, the rule here is that every other person has priority except the driver. So whether it's somebody walking along the path there, whether it's somebody biking, the driver has to wait until that entrance or exit is clear before they can go in. But the way my accident happened was that this van did not wait for me and he crossed when he wasn't supposed to. But what makes this accident so interesting is that I feel like I had a preview of the accident before the accident actually happened. So while I was biking, there was this street where this car was about taking the exit and I was biking along. The car stopped at first. Then I felt like, okay, this car knows it's supposed to stop, so I can go. But then as I was going, the car started moving out so quick where I had to quickly bike off the lane, like go to the edge a bit. Then the car stopped again, realizing that it wasn't right to already start moving. So it was something like me going like this, the car coming, and then I had to do like this. At this point, I was slightly pissed because I felt like these drivers. But then guess what? 30 seconds later, something similar happened, but this time it resulted in an accident. In the case of the car, the person was trying to take the exit out, but in the case of this van, you're trying to take the entrance in. The van stopped. That's the main thing. The van stopped, and in that I registered it as, okay, this van has seen me coming, so he stopped so that I can continue going and then he can cross if the path is clear. Now I was going in my full speed. I wasn't biking slowly because I had already sighted the van from far and the van stopped, so I already felt like, okay, I can keep going. And then while I was going, this van starts moving slowly. I think it was a few seconds, but at this point I was confused. I was confused because, hey, I'm still on the road. I was literally looking at the driver like, hey, I'm still on the road. But it happened so suddenly where I felt like if I were to press my brakes really hard, that would have resulted in an accident anyways. But it started moving slowly and slowly, and I think at that point my hope was that this van would stop because I can't stop right now. Hopefully this van sees me and he stops, since he's still moving slowly. But the van didn't stop. The van just went in. And just before the accident happened, my brain just registered it as, okay, the van did not stop. Dillion, guess what? You're going to have an accident now. In those very few seconds, I had the impact with the van, flew off my bike, and yeah, when I landed on the floor, the first thing I did was to remove my AirPods because the music I was listening to was no longer interesting. I just threw the AirPods off, just laid on the floor, and I just screamed out of frustration. I didn't even scream because, oh, I had bruises, I felt the pain on my body. I just screamed because I was pissed. I was just like, why? My day already started so chaotic. I just want to go to the office. Why? Thankfully, I had people around who could help me, help take my bike and help comfort me. I think someone approached me immediately and he was like, English or Dutch? Well, he said it in Dutch, like Netherlands or Engels. At that point, I was like, bro, I just had an accident. I can't think right now. Stop asking me. But yeah, I was in shock. Everything was in shock. I was just pissed. I think that was the only emotion I could feel at that point. I was just pissed. I feel like this accident is going to give me a lot of PTSD because I'm already a very cautious person in general, which sometimes is a good thing, but other times it prevents me from taking certain risks just because I'm very cautious. I'm the kind of person where even if the traffic light shows green, I would still wait for other people to stop before I actually move. Instead of trusting that people will stop because it's red for them and it's green for me, I would wait like, do you guys all see that I am green? Okay, then I go. Even when I approach zebra crossing where I'm supposed to have the priority, I would still wait until a car coming stops before I actually cross. Sometimes I'm with my friends and I'm like, a car is coming, wait. And they're like, yeah, I have priority. But then I'm like, yeah, but you don't know if the car is going to stop. Wait. This is how cautious I am. This is even something that affected me a lot when learning how to drive, having driving lessons. I'll talk more about this later anyway. At this point, I had bruises and everything, and he called the police and described the situation. I had bruises on my hand, my leg, I think also on my back, my palm. Also, my palm is still sensitive right now. According to the driver, the police said I and the driver have to sort it between ourselves. Me and the driver discussed and I got his number. Thankfully, I didn't feel anything in my head. I didn't feel like I had any extreme. It was just bruises on my body mostly and pains. My agreement with the driver was that I was going to call him if anything happened and I had to go to the hospital and I had hospital bills, then his insurance will have to take care of that. I also want to say a big thank you to the people who helped me, the witnesses. I also got their numbers. I'll still send them a message later to say thank you. But just in case you guys are watching my video, thank you. At that point, I called my manager, like, hey, I can't make it to the office. I just can't. Also, I asked the people there, was I wrong? Was I wrong by driving here and not stopping? And thankfully, everybody validated that I wasn't wrong, that I had the priority. And also they observed, I think 1 or 2 persons confirmed that they observed that the driver did not look at his mirror before coming. So there was literally 1 or 2 persons who actually saw the accident as it happened, and they saw that the driver did not register me. So I honestly thought maybe I was wrong, but it was nice to get some validation on that. I came home, I've been sleeping. My bicycle currently doesn't have, I don't see any much damage. I think there's probably something with the tires. But again, if I identify any damage on my bicycle or even anything with my health, I have to contact the driver so his insurance pays for it. I am so scared to bike home right now that I'm literally walking home with my bike, even though my home is like far away. Like I said, I have PTSD from this because I'm a very cautious person. I'm the person who gives other people priority, even when I'm the one who has the priority on the road. And during my driving lessons, my teacher so many times had to tell me, stop waiting for people, because by waiting, you are delaying the drivers at your back and they won't be happy. You have to flow with the road, you have to flow with the car, and when you have priority, you see the sign, you have priority, you go. Even if a car is coming, you have the priority, go. Of course, sometimes you should also be ready to press brakes just in case there's a crazy driver on the road. But it took me a lot of time to learn this because I was just scared. What if the other driver is crazy? But I had to learn not to do that. Thankfully, I passed my exam and I've been driving for the last 1 month now. It's been fun. Even with this in-right and out-right, before I move, usually I would wait for these people to stop. Like, hey, register me. It's an in-right, it's an out-right, I have priority. And when I can confirm that they have registered me, I move on, which was what I thought I had with this van. Apparently the van stopped for something else, not even me, because I thought the van stopped in the first place for me. Now, even with all this caution, I still had an accident. The accident has happened, I've had my bruises, that's like one part of it. I could easily let go of that. Well, the waist pain hopefully doesn't get worse than this, or even the pain I feel a bit on my palm. But the PTSD is where my biggest worry comes from. Yeah, I should get some rest.